and you? Can we talk about the truth? I wanna know, I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about the truth? I wanna know, I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you? Will you know? Will you touch? Will you feel? Yeah. Will you know? Will you touch? Will you feel? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Will you know? Will you touch? Will you feel? Yeah. Will you know? Will you touch? Will you feel? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Guys, had a pretty cool plan for today. As the title says, the plan is to vibe code a losing algo. Well, hopefully not, but that's probably what's gonna happen. But either way, it will be interesting. Taki, I'm well. Appreciate you asking. Thank you.
Autofilled.
The song is definitely copyright. Let me just change it. I'm gonna start some of the algo stuff, I think, now. At any time, I might get interrupted. It all depends on how the headlines come in this morning. We doing good today, guys? I don't know exactly what model I'm going to use. I might just stick with Grok. I did max out my premium models on Cursor. I usually dip into some extra paid usage on them. I'm not against doing that for this project, but I think Grok could probably do this just fine from Cursor. I think we'll be fine with Grok for this situation. I'm gonna get all set up to do that.
Autofilled.
Just managing a quick kind of scalp on EPOW. There was a contract announcement, but I'm not really, that doesn't need much attention, so I'm exiting, so. Yeah, I was actually, I stopped using ChatGPT for quite some time, and then not that long ago I tried it, the GPT Sol. I think that's whatever 5.5 or something like that, and it was crushing for the tasks I was giving it. I was actually really happy with it. Which indicator? Like, you mean like the blend for doing some algo based stuff today? I think I'm going to, I think that's what you're asking. I'm not just gonna use like one indicator. It's just gonna be, I'm gonna explain the idea and kind of like the plan for what's going to be built, and then I will build it. I think, how much time do we have before the open? We have almost an hour before the open. Of course, once again, I could get interrupted with headlines, but I should be able to mostly stick with it. Give me 1 second here.
Order cancel. Order filled.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm fully flat now. So I was hoping, I had one or two traders who've been kind of coming daily, and I was kind of hoping that they'd be in here. I don't want to start without them, but I think I'm gonna have to here.
Helpless, defeated, holding on to something I've needed. I'm looking for a reason, finding out you're wanting.
Appreciate you guys being here. Definitely would appreciate you know, a like if you're enjoying hanging out. Looking forward to this. Tell the old Mr. Algo to send some more people in here. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna start now. I think I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit for me, because it's hard for me to hear myself. Okay, neat. Just getting a couple of things ready, and we're gonna start. Okay. Let me get the chat open here. All right, so today's idea, this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna take a simple-ish idea. I'm gonna build a algo without actually writing code that will run in CR chart. And then we're gonna use a evaluation from LucidTrading and run it and see if it can pass, which it probably won't. And I definitely do not want anybody following this algo. The idea is just, let's just experiment with building something from an idea. Okay, so I'll first quickly explain the idea. Let's say that it's gonna be around sweeps, what I call like a sweep, which is really pretty much just like a big order. But in this case, rather than just being a big order, it's gonna be a big order that takes out multiple price levels at once in a certain location. So basically, like, let's say price is going up and down, and all of a sudden someone presses like buy 200 on the market, and what you'll get on a granular level is like just like a shot, kind of like where there would be, obviously that there's like two sides to the market. Like if this is a DOM, there's people who are advertising like they're buyers here, sellers here. And with a sweep, what's gonna happen is they're just gonna like take out all these sell orders, if we're talking about a buy sweep, and there will be zero volume traded on the bid in this case. So we'll all be buying these asks with zero volume on the bid, and then reversed for a sell sweep. A sell sweep would be, we're taking out these bids, multiple prices at a volume threshold, and there's no volume on the ask as we come down. So the requirement is that all these would be zeros on the way down, and all these would be zeros on the way up. And the other thing about it that we want to do is, if this was the low of day down here, and prior to the sweep this was the high of day, we're not going to trade it right into the highs and lows of the day as we're making new highs. We're going to make a bit of a buffer requirement where we're not going to basically like a no trade zone. We're going to make a no trade zone. Hopefully everyone's still with me here. And then the other part about it is going to be, now this particular indicator, study, whatever, it does repaint. So from a back test perspective, that's gonna be a problem. But for this algo, it's not gonna be a problem. So I'm gonna use something called the zigzag study, which just basically has like a measure. It kind of like it's a way to draw. I mean, it's like exactly in the name. Like it's like you're drawing a zigzag on the price action according to a certain reversal amount. So let's say price is kind of doing stuff like this. Let's say the price is doing that. The zigzag itself, we're gonna basically say like, you can do very granular, like small zigzags or like bigger rotations. In this case, like let's say if this was price action, as opposed to every little blip being considered like rotation or leg, we're just gonna be like, this is a leg, this is a leg, this is a leg, this is a leg, this is like that. And we're basically gonna apply a zigzag to the price action. And the requirement for the algo will be that we're only gonna buy, like we'll also evaluate what the middle of the current leg is. So yeah, it's similar to like a swing high low thing, definitely. We're only gonna buy, for example, like let's say we're coming down right here, we're only gonna buy when we're below the middle of that zigzag. So like I'm not gonna buy on a developing one like this. Like if this is here, if this is the middle, I'll just draw the middle of them. Like we're only buying like within the below that mid, and then we're kind of selling here. And this is, by the way, like this is kind of like in reality, this is stair stepping up itself. Like it's not just like it's kind of going like that as rotations form, because the middle of it is changing. So the main summary is like we're looking for big traders to make big sweeps that take out multiple prices. It's got to be a certain volume. We're not just going to do this for like lower volume ones. It has to take out a certain amount of price levels, like let's say 4 to 5. And they have to be in the correct location of the zigzag. And then the idea is that some of these sweeps will instantly basically go offside, and enough for it to do like a little quick scalp. And so the minute we're like, as we're sweeping, like let's say this is a buy, someone press like buy 300, and we're like buying all these offers sitting here. The second that someone actually, we get some bid volume, like a, you know, someone's on the bid here and we hit that, we're gonna start to get in. We're gonna mark it in like really fast for a sell in this case. So if someone's buying and they do a buy sweep, the second that the opposing side comes in finally, which might indicate that that sweep is done, not always, we're gonna go and we're gonna sell it and aim to do a bit of a scalp to kind of backfill into this direction. We're doing it now, actually. I was just explaining it. Might be helpful if you quickly rewind. I think I'm gonna just tackle it now. We'll see how active we are with headlines. I kind of think I'd be able to keep the algo stuff up, and then, you know, if I have to trade, I'll just kind of tune out for a sec, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, that's the kind of idea. It's again, I really don't want people to try to copy this exact thing and trade it with money. Please don't do that. We're just gonna experiment with like having an idea and building it and then testing it in a, you know, evaluation setting. I think that's pretty. Is anybody super lost or curious about, you know, where we're at right now with what I'm building? Now, it would have been 10 times easier from like a building perspective if I had just been like building something that's just like taking, let's say, 3 or 4 inputs and then just like trading those signals. Like, oh, if the delta is this and, you know, RSI is this or whatever, that would be about 10 times easier than this. But I'd like rather do something that's a bit more like interesting, something I've actually kind of watched and tracked. So I think it's better to do that. This one's a little bit trickier and it requires a helper chart. So I'm going to have to use 2 charts. One chart will be the granular algo that's mostly evaluating the sweeps, and then I'll have a higher time frame chart that will be used for the zigzags, where we are relative to the high and low, and we will borrow those values from the higher time frame chart. I'm not using historical structure. I'm pretty much just using where we are in the rotation and where we are in the high or low. One second, just another contract headline. But looks like there was already 8 o'clock, there was already a spike on INFQ. So I'm gonna start writing the big prompt to get it all started, and then I will open Sierra chart and build the chart book for it, and then we'll kind of put it all together, hopefully compile it, stuff like that. I think it could be, oh yeah, I think it could be done on NinjaTrader as long as NinjaTrader has a like very granular bar period option. Like with Sierra chart, I'm going to be using a 1 price change chart. So like every price change is a new bar. I mean, you could potentially do like, even like a 1 second chart wouldn't really work. It'd be ideal if you could do like 1 price change. I don't know if you can do that in Ninja. But yeah, the idea behind it. Now, of course, there's going to be many times where these sweeps happen, and it's just like, honestly, I'm not going to predict who, but let's just say like savvy traders, you know, aggressively getting in at good locations for them on that small time frame. Like, let's say news hits and people like press buy 300. You're gonna get a sweep in that situation many times, as opposed to just, sorry, 9 o'clock always gets a surge of headlines. Sorry about that. I will try to mute that soon. I'll get a mute button on my platform. Okay, anyway, yeah, so there will be times where that moment is just early into a bigger move, and the trade will just get stopped out instantly. And that's fine. But the idea is that there's a scalp after someone has entered in large, taking out many prices, and just like a quick scalp to kind of catch it back down or up, whatever way we went. Give me 1 sec just to check some of those headlines that came in at 9 o'clock. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna start the prompt. Unless anybody else has any specific questions on what I'm trying to do, but yeah, you know, again, summed up, we're just basically fading large orders that take out many prices, as long as they're in the right kind of locations for the idea. Okay, let me get cursor going here. So I'm gonna use cursor for this. Get a couple of things set up. I appreciate you guys being here. Lots of you in here this morning. Cool to see. Okay. Kind of want it to be visible for those on portrait. A bunch of you are in portrait today, so I'm trying to keep that well. What about Porky? What are you talking about, Willis? Okay. I think we're gonna use Grok. I should probably use something else, but as you can see, I'm at 100% used on other models. So I'd rather not spend extra money on some other models. I think Grok will do just fine with this. If it's really janky, I will like redo it in something else. But let's use Grok. And I'll get into some more specifics. I have other things about this, like Algo, in terms of like risk limits and, you know, using a trail exit. I need to find one more thing before I start. And I'm gonna use what's interesting, and potentially a lot of people would be like, don't do stuff like that, it's sketchy. I did find someone posted an algo on GitHub, and I'm just gonna simply use it to provide the cursor with, like, as an example. So I just need to quickly find that. It's gonna take me 2 seconds. I can even share it here if I need to. Give me 1 minute just to quickly find this algo. Okay, I found it already. I'm not taking anything from the signal system or anything like that. I'm just borrowing it for basics of, you know, I can even put here, I'll post it in the GitHub, or sorry, I'll post it in chat. But again, this is an example. This is not to be like traded with. I'm just borrowing some of the systems. That's it. So I'm going to paste it in chat. It's like, it's, you know, it's a long, it's like almost 2,000 lines of code. I'm not taking it, not using the signal, just using it for some of the basic structures. Posted it in the chat. And I will provide the large language model with that, its context. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit hard for me to talk through typing this prompt. I just need to kind of lock in and write that big first prompt. Basically going to explain to the large language model what I want. I don't even have to give it every single specific because I'm going to use studies that are already built into Sierra. So I'm going to build this in Cursor, come over to Sierra chart, put the studies together, the charts together, and we'll see how close we can get with a couple tries. Okay. I wish I could make this a little bigger. It's probably pretty hard to read. I really don't know how to do that. I have no idea if I can make it bigger. Just gonna tell the where this file is. Gonna explain to it the basics of the sweep, but again, I don't need to tell it everything. Just explaining what a sweep is. Basically what I was already telling you guys. I wish I could get this text bigger. Probably can. But again, I'm pretty much just explaining what we just did on MS Paint. Okay. Gonna explain the requirements now in sections. Wait 1 sec. Yeah, so I'm basically saying now, like, okay, the first thing I want you to do is to find the book sweeps that happen. And then the step 2 is going to be, as that's happening, we want to be armed and ready to trade. Okay. We're going to have some filters as well, like I talked about. How do I, let me just see. Just explain the rules now in bullet form after having numbered steps. How to do it. I forgot to mention one, that I'm gonna just do a quick ATR filter as well. So we're gonna have zigzag filter, location of the daily range, and then ATR. We don't want to execute them on massive candles, because usually that's not usually, I'm just gonna say quite often, those really big candles on, like, let's say if you're looking at 1 minute ATR, I just find for the sweeps, like, those are just the ones that keep going. So I don't want to trade as we're shooting way higher, like quite a lot. I guess I think sometimes I like to just like get stuff working and then I'll add, like, let's say the risk engine later. So I might leave out some of the risk parameters. Like, I think I'm going to add them in after. I'd rather like try to see how close we can get to building the actual algo. And then I can add all the risk stuff, like, you know, maximum orders, position size, all that stuff. I will add that. I think I'd like to like get the signal and that part dialed in. Okay. I'm gonna tell it that I want the drop down lists so that I can reference studies from a different chart. Like, I want to pick, like, I'm gonna pick within the sweep study. I'm gonna say I want to access zigzag, I want to access ATR, and I'm gonna basically use a drop down menu to do that. Yeah, I might use plan. I'm not on plan right now. Because I honestly, I can. You're right. I will use plan. I'll give it a chance to ask me some questions back and forth. But with this particular project, I feel like it can just crank it out. Like, I feel like, you know, I can't. I'll use plan. You're right. And I quite often do plan, but I don't
Thank you,
think
action.
the complexity is really there. I know it kind of sounds like it might be, but
ES action.
let me just get rid of those audio for today.
Thank you, action.
It's going to be distracting. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I will use plan. You're right. Should do that. Okay, just in case it has some questions before it wants to build it, stuff like that. But I think it'd be fine without, but I'm gonna do it with it. So we're gonna tell it like, these are the studies to use. Okay, so we're on track. This is pretty good, getting closer. I didn't talk about, when I was doing the explanation, I didn't really talk too much about the exit. I do want to use a trailing stop. I suppose we'll use a bracket. Actually, do I want to use a bracket? Yeah, let's just do a stop loss and a target, and then I'll use a trail. Whatever tags first, the trail or the exit. Target will be the exit. Okay, I'm gonna do minimum. Okay, so now let's when we open the study, I want to be able to like fine tune everything. So, like, what are the requirements, settings? I'm gonna go and define those right now. So let's say minimum sweep distance, minimum sweep distance. So like that's how many prices we have to take out. And then I'll give it some defaults. So let's say 5. Minimum sweep volume. And that will be the, it's the cumulative volume. And that's giving it like a subtask to then be like, okay, well, we need to also have the volume of that sweep. Okay. Auto trading enabled. 0 or 1. 0 by default. Auto trading enabled is just CR charts like, do you want to actually let this algo trade? I'm just going to have that. Order quantity. I'm not going to do anything too fancy for order quantity, just going to specify it. Let's just say 1 to start. Stop loss in ticks. We're going to say, I don't know, let's just let's start with 40 for NQ. We're going to be doing this on NQ. Target. Ticks. Let's just say 80, just for fun, because I think we're going to try to be exiting with the trail a lot. And then some of the, like, actually I'm going to put these closer to auto trading. Just a couple like common ones when you're doing algos and CR chart is going to be like allow only one trade per bar, allow entry with working order. Those are some of the common things, so I'm just gonna have to add those. Those are common. Allow order with working orders. No. What we're also going to do is I just want to specify this part real quick. The trade will have a market entry, a stop market as the stop loss, a limit as the target, and we will use a triggered stop market once the position is onside by X ticks. I think that should be fine. What else do we have to do here? I do have to specify that range high and low. Remember, so let me pull paint up again. Remember, like if this is the daily range, let's say, if that's the high, that's the low, we only want to execute within, like, let's say this band right here, like we only want to execute in here. So to do that, to get this like distance, because it's always changing, I'm going to use a study called Auto Retrace. It's a built-in study, but we're going to have to reference those values from the other chart. Let me just figure something out here. I'm trying to think about how I wanted. Actually, I think we can just call the daily high and low and make that calculation ourselves. I don't think we need to actually use that study. I'm gonna try to begin with just calculating that distance all within this study. And then if that doesn't work, I will add the auto retrace study. Okay, what can I go? Only execute below 0. Let's say 94% of the high and above the equivalent of that would be 0.6% from the low. What's up, bitch? This part probably will need some work. Not a big deal if it does. Okay, we're getting closer. We're pretty close to hitting enter here. I think I'll tell it. I'm not going to define every risk element right now. We're going to add that later. I'm going to tell it that we're going to have one. Okay. Anything else we need to do? Number of bars to calculate. I don't want to just, the reason I don't want to have all bars is because this is a one price change chart. And then from the whole day, it's going to be a massive chart. You don't want it evaluating the whole thing. So we're going to do 222 bars. All the sweep activity will happen within that. So that should be plenty. Anything else we need to do? I think we're pretty good. This is actually pretty good. I don't want to go too crazy. I can just get the basics of the sweep down, and yeah, I'm gonna tell it now. I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna give it some references. So I'm gonna give it the entire list. It'll probably find this itself, but just for safe measures, I'm going to give it the entire list of all the Axel members that it could use, a list on the Sierra Chart website, and then I'll give it that GitHub reference algo that I paste in chat. I'm just telling you, we're not copying that algo. We're using it as an example. Okay. So let's let me get that GitHub link again. I think I have it around. Okay, it's right here. So I'm just gonna paste that link. Then I'm going to search. I'll show you. I'll bring it to my main screen here that I'm sharing. Okay, so we're gonna. They can usually do it without this, but all the Sierra Chart members are on this web page. I'm going to provide that in this prompt. I might use some of those. You know what? I'm actually not going to do plan. I could, but I'm just going to let it do its thing. Okay, I'm just checking last minute things here. Anything else we need to add? I think we're pretty good. Yeah, I've told it like we're just going to. We'll see how close I think this is pretty good. You know, I can always refine it, but I think I do want to get a pretty good foundation for the first prompt. If you're new, haven't been here the whole time, you can rewind. I explained the basics of what I'm doing. Not to be copied. Please don't copy it. Not because I don't want anybody like making decisions based on it. It's just an example. Almost certainly gonna not pass the evaluation we'll do. If you're new, I've explained what I'm building. We're walking through building it through Cursor using Grok. We're gonna test it, get it refined, build it, and then we're gonna run a trading evaluation through it and see how it does. Okay, I think we're pretty good. Just gonna do one last thing. I'm gonna tell it to like follow best practices for C++, explain that this is a trading algo, you know, not gonna make a big difference, but sometimes I like to just remind it that that's what this is doing. Okay. I think we're good. Okay, so I'm gonna send on that prompt, and then let's see. And then we can build everything in Sierra Chart. So as that's kind of doing its thing, we'll get the Sierra Chart book basically ready. Okay, so let me pull up a Sierra Chart. Where do do I want to build it? I guess I'll build it on this copy that I'm using right now. Okay, I'm gonna have to, I guess, what should I do? I guess I'll just do a new, I'll close the other chart books. It's gonna be blank for just 1 second, guys. Just stick with me. Don't go anywhere. Okay, let's bring this over. Now we're gonna build out the chart book. It's just gonna be 2 charts, super simple. We're gonna do NQ, intraday chart. Let's get some of these basics ready. I like to just go through the basics. We're not going to do 30 days. We're going to do 1 day because this is going to be a 1 price change chart. We're going to switch from days, minutes. We're going to go down to price changes per bar. Go 1. I'm going to put other limits on things. What's up, Brian? You might have to hit rewind, Brian. I explained the details of what we're doing here. I'm gonna go 90 milliseconds on this interval, but I probably bring that down. Probably bring it down lower, but let's just start with that. We do not need to load 372 days of trade history. Market depth, we do not need any market depth. The maximum level is 1. We don't want to be loading market depth for this. Sorry about that, 1 sec. Okay, I'm just going through the different settings. I think we're pretty good. Okay, so this will be the one that we have the algo on. Graphics. I mean, graphics doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna make it gray. I'm not gonna spend time with the style. Let's just get the algo working. Why's that not working? Oh, I know why it's not working. Still have to get used to the new graphic stuff. Okay. That's probably really hard for you guys to see. Let me change the color of that. I think that will be, what kind of bars? I don't even know. I guess it's this one. I think it's this one. Yeah, okay. Both something more like visible. I can always change this. It's still pretty hard for you guys to see that. Maybe I should just go. I don't want it to be impossible for you guys to see. I mean, it doesn't really matter. But okay, I can also make them bigger. I just don't want to. No, I don't want to make them too big, because that can impact performance if they're too big. So we actually don't want them too big. Just go black. Okay, that should be good enough for you guys. Okay, so that's the granular chart. Let's also add a trade window, attach trade window to chart. So we can kind of keep track of P&L, whatever. Okay. then let's anything else I want to do? Okay, let's duplicate this chart, and then what we're going to do is we're going to change it up. This is going to be a 1 minute. Okay, I know that's a hideous styling. I'll just make it candlestick. Okay, so now to this one. So this is gonna, on the right side, it's gonna be our reference. We're gonna pull values from this chart, the higher time frame. Algo is gonna use them on the lower time frame. Okay, let's start with I guess zigzag. So zigzag is the study we're going to use for the rotations portion of the. I don't think I defined this. I didn't define the zigzag stuff that well. Probably have to add that more specific. I did. No, I did in the prompt. Never mind. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to go through the settings, but let me just add the other settings, other studies first. So then I'm gonna do ATR. ATR is gonna be part of the filter criteria. We're not gonna execute on bars that are like massive. That's the idea. I'll just keep it at 14. I don't know. I'm gonna do less than that. I know it's not like, whatever, that's fine. I'll do 10. Oh, we don't even have 10 bars yet, so. Oh, okay, actually, you know what, for this, we don't need to do 1 day. This can be more than 1 day. It's just the execution chart. We don't want 1 day. Okay, let me move this because the people in vertical portrait stream can't see the reference chart very well. Okay, building the reference chart right now. Okay, let's add z-score. Sorry, the ID's numbers are just bothering me. Let me just change the ID numbers. I like it when it's organized better. Okay, and for z-score, this is gonna help us to stay out of some of those like really big bars. The bar can still be big, that's fine. I don't want some massive boner candle to be executing as that's like ripping higher or lower. So the based on is gonna be switched to average true range, and input data, ATR. So now we're gonna have a z-score. Why didn't that show? Oh, because the color is the same. I was like, why is it not showing up? This is the same color. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't matter. We're not going to be looking at this. This is all just back end plumbing. Now we'll do bar. Okay. I know that we're not going to get I know we didn't get the prompt perfect on the first shot, but let's see how close it got in a second. We'll check back on it in a minute. Okay, so that's pretty good. Is there anything else we need to add? Not really. I think we're actually pretty good. Oh, for the zigzag, we want to draw the zigzag mid. Just so we can see it. We want to do dash. And then we can actually hide. We don't need to, let's ignore. We don't need to see. We don't need to see these. We just want to see the zigzag mid. And then we have to fine tune the settings a bit too. So right now it's like a huge zigzag. Okay. Let's just there's a lot of, really the spec makes kind of probably a pretty big difference here, but let's just keep it simple and go with a simple like percentage based reversal percent. And actually instead of 1 minute, let's go 20 seconds here. Okay, so we're going to be borrowing that value. Like right now in this case, you can see we're above the current zigzag mid. So we would only be selling buy sweeps. We wouldn't be buying. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Really do. Okay. I think we're good. Let's I think what we're gonna do now is we're gonna Kieran. What's up, Ledge? Make sure we're on simulation, and we're going to make sure auto trading is enabled. I'm gonna enable it globally, but we can see we're on sim. I'm okay if we leave the trading lock on off. We're just doing sim right now. Oh, I forgot to add one thing to the algo. Forgot to do send orders to trade service, which is the toggle for sim versus live. Okay, so we have it. It's come up with its first thing, but I already know I need to add something. Let's add this here chart setting for toggling send orders. Did I already add that? Maybe I did. I'll tell it if it did that already. Ignore. Wait, I think I did. Oh, I did. I already did. Okay, we don't need to do that. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I think we're gonna try it and see where we're at. I don't expect that the first try would be perfect. We still need to add risk parameters. But I think that's pretty good. Okay, we're ready to try that. So it's done. Let me just pull this back up so we can see. I'm gonna press keep right down here, keep. Then we're gonna test this out. So I actually opened Sierra chart in a different copy than I thought I was gonna do this in. So let me just copy the file over. Give me 1 second. Let me see here. Okay. Appreciate the follow, even though I think that's, yeah, I'm not interested in services. Okay. So we're gonna go to analysis here, and then hit build custom studies DLL. We're going to select files, and sweep.cpp is the file that we were just working on. Super simple stuff. Gonna go to the top at build, remote build, standard. Let's see if we get any errors. Wouldn't surprise me if we get one or two. Okay, we got one. That's okay. I think there's only like, so all I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna look at it, honestly. Just gonna paste that right back into cursor. But I'm also gonna tell it that I moved the file as I move the location. I plan to do it in a different copy of Sierra. I have many copies of Sierra, so that's nothing you guys need to worry about. Let me just provide it the path because I moved. Also, fix these errors. I'm not even gonna look. I think it's perfectly capable to fix them. Okay. Give that a second. Let it fix the errors, and then we'll see how close we are. Are we really far? Are we close? Now again, it would have been 1,000 times easier if I just, you know, for example, wanted to be like, oh, okay, if RSI is this and delta is this, then buy. Like that would have been the easiest demonstration. This is a little bit more complicated, and I don't think that's a bad thing, because if it's like I don't want to run an evaluation on this algo as a test for just some like completely baloney combination of indicators, but I just I don't know, just don't want to do that. As this is working, let me just quickly check if I missed like any headlines. I think we're pretty good. It hasn't been too busy on the headline side for what I'm looking for. Okay, let's see how close we are. Okay, we're already done. Cursor is done making those changes. Let's keep. So we're just going to select files again, find the same study, remote build standard. Let's see if we get it this time. It's probably going to compile at least. It might not fully work. Okay, so we compile. So now again, safety wise, just a triple check. I mean, I'm not connected. This is not a live account copy anyway, but trade simulation mode is on. So gotta be careful about importing an algo if you're live. Add custom study. We're gonna go sweep algo. Here we go. Let's see how accurate we got with this. Perfect. Oh, perfect. I got this right. We define things. Everything's looking good. So now let's provide it the zigzag mid, which is gonna be chart 2, zigzag midpoint, SG7. Boom. ATR. Oh, you know what though? Okay. ATR. Okay. Okay, auto trading is off right now, but I'm just see if they mark the sweeps so we can see. Okay, so it's marking the high and low correctly. That's, I think. What I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm only loading to 200 bars, so I won't see any. Okay, I'm gonna temporarily lower the threshold. We don't want to do this for smaller sweeps, but to trigger one that would be so we can properly test it, I'm gonna make the volume like super small, just so we can actually like see it. And I will enable it. Auto trading enabled, yes. Send orders to trade surface, no, we don't want to use the real account. And it will actually, you can see it's going to mark them. Okay, there was one right there, but perfect. Okay, and we're gonna also pull up the logs so we can track the logs here. Okay, so if I pull up the log, you can also see that one, ATR was too high. I have to keep track of things here. See if we can get it to take a. Again, we've set the thresholds way smaller. It's gonna be finding little sweeps, but not how we're gonna be trading it for the test. And I also noticed here that the milliseconds is 4, so we're not. That doesn't mean the performance is perfect. Like there could be something wrong with it, but that's a good sign. Okay, we got another ATR too high. It will only be taking, right now it will, 1 second. Just watching the log here. I'm gonna keep the log more in front of my face so I can kind of watch it. It won't take these ones. Because we're above the zigzag mid. It's only gonna take sells. But with the ATR part, let's loosen those so we can kind of test. Let's loosen that so we can actually get a trade in. I think something might be wrong with the ATR part. It's, by the way, when we actually tighten up the restrictions and like make this like requiring way more size and price levels to be taken out, it will not be printing this much. But so far, it's looking okay. We definitely gonna need to make some adjustments for sure, but I think it's got most of it pretty good. It was 1 prompt, 1 follow-up, and then we're gonna definitely have another follow-up. Can I just delete? Okay, let me just ask it a question real quick. ATR is like, something's triggering ATR to be too high when I don't think that's the case. So I'm just gonna do a little digging in that. Okay, I think I just did this wrong. Okay, I had to reference, okay. I had to reference Z-score, not ATR. That should be good. Okay. But now we're also trading at a extreme of the day's range, so it's not going to take trades in this zone. Remember we talked about that's the daily range filter. Let's see. filtering is not allowing it to take a trade. So I think we should be good now though. I think when it gets to the right spot, it will work. But right now we're trading at low of day. So it's not going to trade it down here. But I think we're good. It's looking, oh, it's also trying to visually contain the high and the low. I can just hide those. I don't need to see them. Daily high, daily low. I don't need to see them. Okay. So in this case, we could be buying a sell sweep. We're below the zigzag mid. And I have the filters super, like the sizing requirement is super low. Let me clear the log. Okay. Now we just watch it. I hope you guys enjoyed putting that together. We're not done, but those are the incorrect sides. Not going to take that. We're watching for the other type to come in. And again, it's not going to fire this much when we change the settings to what I'm actually more so looking for. So why did I take that one? Let's see. Oh, okay. Gotta do a little diagnosis here. We might also need to add the option for more detailed logging. That's something that you can do in Sierra chart. Get a little more information on what's happening behind the scenes. So I think for some of these we should be trading. Okay, let me just quickly have a chat with the agent. Did I reference this?
Picking up the pieces of a broken heart, guess I was chosen. Stitch it back together, better late than never, steady motion. Can't control my fate, but I control all these emotions.
We're getting there. We're getting there, guys.
I'm not broken. Already cried my tears enough for an ocean. I've been in the cold rain on my parade. I'm still on my feet, standing tall like a mountain. I am undefeated, made for the game. I'm still on my feet, standing tall like a mountain. I am undefeated, made for the game.
think I might add detailed logging too. We'll see. I'm gonna give this one more shot without it. See if we can get it a little more accurate, and then if I can't, we'll do detailed logging. Oh, it took a trade. Okay, that's good. Interesting. Now remember, this is like I set the quantity to like nothing, so it's gonna be way more sensitive, taking way more trades. Show order fills. Okay, so the trail, okay, the trail took it out. I definitely need to play with those settings more. Or did it exit because of that counter signal? I have to, oh, that's probably what it did. I don't think that was the trail. Let me see the history. I think that was the... Okay, we have to modify that as well. Let's make sure that trade signals or any other signals exit us from the condition. I think that's what would happen there. Anything else? I think we're good. Once we change the criteria around the size of the sweep, the frequency will drop way down, like way down. I'm just gonna zoom in for a sec, it's easier for me. It looks better zoomed out. I just need to, I just want to watch it first, just a quick sec. Cursor's just making a few changes. Really appreciate you guys all hanging out. If you're enjoying the vibe, appreciating likes, tell the algo, bring some other traders in here. Okay, so we can remove the study because we're making changes to it. How many lines did we achieve this in? 650. 650 lines. It's not bad. Give this a second. Check some headlines real quick while we're waiting for this to load. The wire's been pretty quiet after the open. Like yesterday was far more, today a little bit slower. Definitely haven't had this many people in, so it's great to see you all. Maybe it has to do with the fact that I added building an algo in my title. Maybe we could do it again, different ideas. Maybe even ideas you guys have. It'd be easier than this one. This isn't like the easiest example to start with, but it actually came out pretty good. Haven't written a single line of code. I provided code, so again, I had that GitHub study. Okay, it's done. Let's just quickly, did it do it in the right file? Okay. Sometimes if I don't know if it actually fixed it or not, like if it worked on the correct file, I can just check the modify date time. I can see at 10:08, so it just that's the correct one. Remote build should build with no errors. I'd be pretty surprised. There we go. Okay, let's quickly add it. Let's check that headline. Okay, we're good. Just quickly set the zigzag mid, ATR, it's actually Z-score. We're gonna slash the volume required for a sweep, which is gonna rapidly drive up how many signals we get. Oh, I have auto trading disabled. I guess I can leave that on by default. Anything else I want to do? I'm just gonna lower ATR down to like 1, just so it like has even more trades to take. Right now we're trading. Okay, so so these lines are actually not the daily high, daily low. They're the maximum, the range that we want to be trading within. That makes sense. Yeah, I've got auto trading enabled. I'm on sim. Everything looks good. Should be taking trades pretty soon. And then we would drive up the requirements for the trade. Then I can go ahead and add a bit of a, kind of like a risk engine in there. I did not do that. I wanted to build the signal, the algo first. Then we can add the risk engine to be monitoring anything we want. Okay, it's not going to take that above the zigzag mid. The arrows will paint, but it doesn't mean that the filter criteria is true. The arrows more around that first volume that trades after a sweep. And if we have trouble this time, I'm adding detailed logging as a toggleable setting, just to get a little more info on what's going on behind the scenes. I don't think we need it. Just curious, anybody like follow along or like do it this for their own thing, or are we just watching? We'll do some testing, add the risk settings, and maybe even as early as tomorrow or the next day. Well, I guess no, next business day. We could actually run this to an evaluation. But the issue with the evaluation for this is that this doesn't work on MNQ. Like, I mean, maybe it does, but I've only like evaluated it on NQ, so it's not going to take that many trades to like blow up the account. I'll keep this here so you can kind of watch it too. Okay, so we're just gonna wait for the filters to line up. We'll take the trade. It should work. I think we're there. I might need to improve the logging a little bit, even without the additional depth. It's actually a pretty good day to do this, in terms of like headline wise, not being too distracted with what's happening on the side. We're golden. I don't know what account size to use. Like I guess just even like one of the 50K ones. Again, that's not going to give us that many attempts because the E-minis are just going to like, you know, that's like a very aggressive approach. But it's more for fun. Like it's not, you know, it's just a fun little experiment. I thought it would be fun to do. I don't think we're... Okay, there's one. No, it shouldn't exit on a counter signal. There we go, it didn't. There's the trail. Okay, so we saw the trail come in. It exited on a trail. There we go. That trail is just gonna... I'm gonna fine tune those settings for sure. But working as expected here. Looking like... Now what I'm gonna do... I'm gonna temporarily add number bars. Just to quickly check something. Ah, so much going on. Okay, we're good. One, two, three, four, five. Oh, let me hide the high and low. It's screwing up the thresholds. One sec. Okay, so this part was the sweep, and then it's not always gonna be like the first trade right in. Like this is the sweep and then it gets in as soon as it can. But now these are going to be required to be much more volume. We're just kind of keeping it loosey-goosey for testing. Yeah, I'm going to remove number bars because it's going to footprint. It's going to kind of... Did I just remove the algo? No, I didn't. Just duplicated. Okay. Where's that message log running off to? Just gonna try and probably do this. I'll take more trades probably. Pretty cool though, guys. Like, what do you think? If you were here from, you know, the morning earlier when we started with the idea, kind of laid it out to building it. What are we at here? We're just like an hour and 40 minutes live, so roughly an hour and a half. I can't play these songs. Gonna get copyrighted. Took another trade. Let me just change the music. Give me one sec. So now that we kind of like have an idea that I think it's functioning how we wanted it to, I think I'm gonna let it do more testing first, and then I'll get the settings a little closer to what I have in mind for the evaluation. It's just about a millimeter from taking out there. Okay, so we don't need this for now. I can move that log back to where it lives over here. I find that pretty important. Like if I'm ever doing this, you always want to have your message logs and trade logs visible. Oh, you know what? We need to adjust. Okay, so we're using 5. Okay, so right now for that trail, that seems to be the main exit. It's been 20 ticks on side, 5 ticks trail offset. Probably gonna change that. For certain values, I'm not going to sit here. It's not going to be like, oh, let's backtest and optimize and all this stuff. You also have to keep in mind for this example, I built it and it has the zigzag study. As I talked about earlier, the zigzag study repaints across past bars. So from a backtesting standpoint, that's, you know, not good. So I'm gonna use some of my own experience in looking at this kind of nuance to set up how I want it to, rather than some sort of like data-backed settings. I have an idea what I want to do and I'm gonna run it, test it. I'm not gonna overcomplicate this kind of experiment. I showed you guys the idea. I wrote out the big prompt. I gave it some examples. We got it working. Gonna do a little more testing, and then I'll set it up in a way that's to what I actually want to do for the, for the tests. But pretty cool either way. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. Definitely more people in here today than we've had before, so it was really cool to see. There we go, nice little trail. It's only going to take shorts up here. It will not take longs. But we did it. Pretty cool. So we'll let it run a bit. I think tomorrow's Friday. I could run it tomorrow potentially. I could just like run it on the side and just let it trade. I guess what we could do is let it run, but let's add the risk engine as well. We didn't do that yet. This song's come on about 3 times. Really lucky with the lack of headlines coming in that are relevant to me. Perfect day to do this. Okay, while it's working here, let's go ahead and add a risk engine in here. So I'm going to tell it to avoid interrupting the main execution path. We just want to be constantly monitoring activity before and during a trade. We'll set some limits and then I'll make it easy so we can add more later, but let's just add some of the basics that aim to be a bit of a safety in place. Now for me, you guys watched, I vibe coded this. It took me whatever, just over an hour. Would I trade live capital with this? No. Even if I was more confident in the signal itself? No. Not this fast. This has risk to not doing what you think it's gonna do. Am I gonna degen a evaluation account with it because I thought it'd be kind of fun to do this from scratch to test? Yeah, I am. It's gonna be hilarious. Okay. before and during the trade. Add these risk parameters to the bottom thing. Study settings. Together. Okay, so let's just add some basics. Oh, I want to say, sure, it's feature. Okay, let's add some limits, and I already provided it, and it's probably enough that I did it one time, but I'm just gonna provide it the Sierra chart Axel members so that it has access to them. Yeah, this is cursor. This is cursor, Taki. And if you rewind the video a bit, we explained everything we're doing from, you know, idea to kind of planning the build and then having it work. And now it's, you know, we're just testing it. We set it up in a way where it takes way more trades than it will when I have it set up how I'm going to actually trade it. But just want to see what it does here. Pretty close to a stop. Nope. Okay. Let's finish the risk engine while this runs. Max position size. Just do 3. Like we already are telling it our position size, like, but I want to have a maximum. It won't be the same as what I'm entering in, just as a backup. Max open orders. Max daily. Max limit. 1,000. Max position loss. I don't think I need more for now. Like, I'll keep it simple and then we'll add more. I'll add more potentially. That's the first full stop. Okay. Yeah, that's everything. I don't need to complicate it. Just some basic risk things. I can add more, it's very easy. Oh, I also time since last entry. That one, yeah, let's do that. Oh, there's a name for this. Hopefully I can find it on its own. If it has a hard time, I can find it. Actually, let me just quickly find it. I know how to do that. That's the spreadsheet trading system. That's it. Spreadsheet system, settings, delete me, so I remember to delete it. I just want to get the exact name of what it is that I want. Let me just find something real quick. We just want to prevent it from like taking like 20 trades in a short period. One sec. There's one that's like time since last entry or something. I probably just missed it. Here it is. Last exit trade date time. I think we should be able to derive that. Okay, I think that's pretty good for now. I don't think we need to do any others. Okay, I haven't taken a break since I started. I just need like a quick minute. Stick around, guys. We're adding the risk engine now. I'll be right back, and then we'll keep testing it. Get it ready for running tomorrow. It's still building. We added a big prompt to add some risk parameters that hopefully don't interfere or slow things down. What do you guys think of this experiment? Lame, pretty cool. Nice, well, glad to hear. Yeah, it's just kind of like a fun little experiment. I'm definitely not opposed to like doing this again. Maybe like it's slightly different. Like something other people have in mind. Whatever it is. Okay, we're just waiting for a cursor to finish up. Let's see. Okay, it's done. Okay, so we're gonna have to delete this one. Let's rebuild the changes. Recompile. We only had one error the whole time, which was quickly fixed without even looking at what it was. Okay, so there we can see the newly added risk parameters we can set here. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, baby will, and that's fine if people want to stream. People want to stream their trading and doing evals, and that's the most common thing to do. I just kind of, I don't know. Just want to do something different. I don't know exactly if I'll continue. I don't know what other things I'll do, but I want to try something different. And you know, I'm sitting here trading every day, alone, so cool to hang out too. Okay, so the milliseconds did not increase from those changes. Doesn't mean there's not an issue, but promising. Let's just lower this right down the volume requirement, which is not what I'll do later. Yeah, like I kind of came into it not knowing Whether I stream for 1 day or a week or a year, I have no idea. We're just gonna kind of just try to have some fun. I still need to like really focus on my own, like what I'm doing. As long as it doesn't interfere, that should be fine. And if I can find new music.
Hello? Hey Beanie, are you there? Yeah, I'm here. Do you want to come over tonight for a sleepover? Yeah, oh my god, that sounds like such a good idea.
Yeah, I could open a Discord. I don't know though. I've had one with a bit of a different purpose in mind. And what I'll do is I'll basically just like keep this chart visible and I'll continue on with what I was doing when this is actually running.
Hey Beanie, are you there?
Let's add
Yeah, I'm here.
the indirect disclosure. Gotta give us a little name. Just so everybody knows.
Hey, you there?
Tell me that's not the best indirect disclosure.
Right now. We're too busy having a pop party. Please leave your message after the beep. Beep.
Dude, that headline was a close contender. We had a kind of like a contract license, like a contract where AMPG gets a follow-up of over $7 million orders, but we're gonna skip this one. Back to the sweep. Let's see. Yeah, I have the Pro, I think Pro Plus plan. I ran the $20 plan for a while, but it doesn't take too long to hit that limit. So I have the next one up. And I'm happy with it. I mean, I built... This is more like a... kind of like a joke. But I built other things that I actually use.
Order filled.
So, I mean, I really like it. I personally really like it. We're not fully accurate here, so let me just let me check something what happened. Make a couple adjustments. Why was it short down here? Yeah, okay, let me just give us a follow-up prompt here, just to... I'll let this run. I think the $20 plan would run out pretty quick. Like, it's not, it depends what you're doing, what models you're gonna use. Honestly, their Grok one is still solid. And you have a lot of room to do that one. It's the other models that you don't have as much usage out of. But I mean, I love Cursor. I've been using it for quite some time now. Give me 1 second. I'm just prompting a follow-up because I just see one inaccuracy that I'd like to just take care of. Okay, that will update just to make sure everything's good. it is in fact making a few changes, so there wasn't inconsistency there that I'm just taking care of. But all in all, it's actually really close to what we wanted.
It's all about the community, man, the unity and the people here, man. I suffocate with your arms around my neck.
Okay, it did the changes. We're gonna quickly compile it again. I'm just reading something. Okay, let's delete this real quick. Takes a little bit of back and forth to do this, get this right. It's fine, as expected. Especially for this wasn't exactly the easiest example to start with. Okay, that compiled. Let's add it again. Okay, this is good. I think we resolved that. I noticed that it took a trade in a location relative to the last known zigzag mid that we didn't want. I think it's sorted. I might still add some detailed logging just for more testing, but I mean, honestly, it's trading exactly as expected. I don't really think I need to do much. I don't want to overcomplicate things. This is great. I don't know if I'll run it tomorrow, maybe. Either tomorrow or next week. And I also have a giveaway next week. I'll be giving away a 50K evaluation Lucid Flex. It's really cool to see the lot of fresh faces in here today, which is awesome.
Order cancelled.
Clock on the wall keeps talking. Same 3 shows, rerun again. Phone face down on the table, but I still check it now and then. Every sound outside my window feels like you right at my door. I say I'm fine to all my friends though. They don't know what I'm waiting for. I'm still waiting for you. Lights on, heart open, cold, but the hope is golden. I'm still waiting for you. Same old song, still humming. Every little sign feels like you're coming. Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. Shoes by the mat, 2 spaces. You left your sweater in June. I clean the shelf with your faces in that frame photo by my room. I keep your name off every sentence, but it leaves under my tongue. If this is love or just a habit, tell me why it feels so young. I'm still waiting for you. Lights on, heart open, cold, but the hope is golden. I'm still waiting for you. Same old song, still humming. Every little sign feels like you're coming. Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. Maybe you're after life. Maybe you've passed me away. But I'll give this one more evening, one more slow
Another thing I have to keep in mind is there are, not that it really matters, I mean, it's very unlikely to pass the evaluation anyway. But as you can see, some of the trades are pretty quick. So there is a requirement, for example, with Lucid. Don't quote me on it, I need to check it, but it's something like, you know, like 50% of your profits coming from trades under 5 seconds or something like that. Not permitted. I don't know if that's it exactly, I can check, but you know, to a degree you can't exactly just be like hyper scalping, but we should be all right. I don't really think we need to do much else. Obviously, it could use more testing, but I'm just gonna probably pretty much run it as is. It's not like it's you know, a live account or anything like that. Completely different story. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hop off, wrap it up with that. We managed to go from initial planning to the main prompt that we used, the follow-up to fix the error, and then just some fine-tuning. And we have something that's working without currently visible bugs. Doesn't mean it's perfect, but I had fun either way. Appreciate you guys sticking around. I'm gonna jump off. Should be back tomorrow. Next week, I think we'll probably run it next week. It's my guess. Next week we got a few things going on, giveaway. Probably run this on an evaluation. But yeah, thanks for hanging out.